Welcome back to Just a Bit Offside. I am Fish.
Gator.
It is our NFL Draft quarterback preview and prediction show. We got the NFL Draft at the end of the month. We're excited, but there's a lot of speculation, especially after the Panthers traded with the Bears to get the first overall pick.
Right.
It's like, okay, they're going quarterback, but that's screwed up Houston. Like, there's so much to talk about when it comes to quarterbacks. It's a very quarterback-heavy draft. So let's talk about it. The teams where we think they'll go and the top quarterback prospects for the 2023 NFL Draft.
Cool.
Let's dive in.
I love how all we talk about are quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, it's definitely the most important position.
But I mean, there's so many great defensive players in this draft. We're not overshadowing those people. We're just talking about the quarterbacks because that's what's in the news.
Well, in the top positions, like a lot of them are going to be. We could see 5 quarterbacks go in the first 10 picks.
Yeah. Oh, it's very, very, very.
All right, let's dive in.
Well, 4 are going to go for sure. Anyway, so I'll get there. All right. Here's the draft order for everybody, just so we lay it out.
All right, let's go.
Maybe we'll put a graphic up here.
There you go.
Right in this area.
Let's do the top, at least top 10, top 11.
We'll do top 11. Okay. So Carolina's got the first pick.
Yeah.
They traded that with the Bears. Houston, then Arizona, then Indianapolis, then Seattle, and that pick's from Denver.
Yeah, in the
Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah.
And then the Lions, and that pick's from the Rams in the
Stafford trade.
Jared Goff trade.
Yeah.
And then we got the Raiders, then we got Atlanta, then like we said, Chicago in 9 from Carolina. The Eagles, Super Bowl runner-up,
Ayo.
have the 10 pick.
They do.
That's pretty good.
So they actually have the 30th pick and the 10th pick overall.
Exactly.
And coming off of a Super Bowl appearance. So I'm pretty excited.
Bridesmaid, by the way.
Hey.
And then last on the list is number 11, which is Tennessee. We're only mentioning that because it kind of plays into our whole what's going to happen in this draft. Because it's Tennessee, nobody really cares about Tennessee. We know that.
I think Tennessee fans do.
There's no Tennessee fans.
But they do need a quarterback.
Okay. They do need a quarterback. Yeah. Okay. So that's the breakdown. That's the top 11.
Now,
well, that's the 11 actually.
What are the best quarterbacks available in this upcoming draft?
All right. Well,
let's start there.
We've got we have 7. Let's throw 7 out there.
Okay.
Because there's probably about 10 or 12 of them in the whole draft. So CJ Stroud, right, who is sort of predicted 1 or 2 right now. Everybody's talking about that. 6'3", 214 pounds out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, 5'10", 204 out of Alabama.
Now, I will say this. Because when they were talking about like Houston moving up, it was always about Bryce Young.
It was, yeah.
So it was Bryce Young, number 1 consensus. Like he'll be the first quarterback taken. But it seems that CJ Stroud has really moved up. Does this have anything to do with Bryce Young's height?
I've heard about that.
Like he's only 5'10".
He's a little small, but I mean, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Drew Brees,
yeah.
Spud Webb.
Different sport.
They all did well.
All shorter.
Did great. So, I mean,
played in the NBA.
Still.
Gotcha.
Just making a point. Want a reference point.
Muggsy
Bogues. Right?
You can still do it. It is more of a position geared geared towards tall people.
Like our top 7 quarterbacks are all over 6'2".
Yeah.
Except for Bryce Young.
But
you're right. Everybody was talking Bryce Young. Like I would probably say 3 weeks ago, it was all Bryce Young.
Maybe before the combine.
And then it was like, I guess it was like on their pro day. And then I think CJ Stroud just blew people away.
All right. So as far as, again, prospects, we got CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. Who else is on that list? Will Levis?
Will Levis, yeah. 6'4", 229 out of Kentucky. Everyone's kind of liking him.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, who blew away his pro day.
He's a big dude.
He's massive. 6'4", 244 pounds.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he's raw. He couldn't start this year. But honestly, I don't think any NFL rookie quarterback should start. I think they should sit the first year.
It's tough to really come right into the NFL and start.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks do. It definitely happens.
Yeah.
But look at Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL in the last 5 years.
Probably.
Yeah. 2 Super Bowls.
And every AFC, they just go to the AFC Championship game. Like,
every year
they booked their hotel. They've already booked the hotel for next year.
But he started as the backup for Alex Smith and learned and stayed. They didn't start him right away. They let Patrick Mahomes sort of learn and then became the starter. I'm just saying that I agree. It's nice to. It'll be interesting to see. We're talking about this whole topic. Yeah. Jordan Love, after sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for years, he's going to get a chance to start this year.
I think Love's going to be all right.
So I think he'll be good. It's good to not just jump in right away as a kid, just to start. But some teams are desperate, and it's definitely going to happen. I will definitely be shocked if Houston or Carolina doesn't start their rookie right away.
They probably will, but Anthony Richardson, I think, is going to be a star in the NFL. I just think you just can't rush it. You know, I think it's going to be a nice. It's almost like going to be like a combo of Lamar and.
He's big though.
He's pretty big, so it might be a combo of maybe Cam Newton. Yeah, so I was just going to say, but
all right, who else is in this draft?
A lot of people have been talking about this guy, especially this week. I've been hearing a lot of chatter about him. Hendon Hooker.
Sorry,
Hendon Hooker.
Hooker. Got it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay. Out of Tennessee.
Okay.
6'4", 218. A lot of people are thinking he might slide into the top 10.
Really?
You never know.
Not a name that I've heard much about, but that's okay. That's interesting.
I haven't seen a lot of mock drafts with him on there in the top 10, but there's a couple teams that are low in the draft order that they do kind of need a backup quarterback, you know? So
interesting.
Just saying.
I just want to hear draft day in the war room. Somebody yell, "Get me Hooker."
Get me Hooker.
And then actually end up with a football player and not some other request. Yeah. I'm just
some GMs are demanding.
You never know. All right, who else you got?
A couple more that kind of are. People are rumbling about them a little bit.
Okay.
Tanner McKee out of Stanford. He's 6'6", 230. And Clayton Tune out of Houston, 6'2", 216.
Okay.
Names have been.
But they're on the board.
They're on the board. They're probably not first round picks. Probably a second round pick. But we wanted to just mention it.
Okay, worth mentioning as part of the top quarterbacks in the 2023 NFL draft. Now, if we're going by starting obviously, because if you take an overall first, you're not going to be available later. So let's start at the top of the draft order. These teams that need quarterbacks and which one we think they're going to draft.
Well, Carolina is the first pick.
Yes.
And they have Andy Dalton right now, the Red Rocket. And that's it. They've gone all in, and they don't even have the nut flush, right? They got the flush to the 10.
They're hoping for that river.
They're hoping that river comes out. So they're all in on Andy Dalton. So they need a quarterback that can play right now.
My guess is they went all in on trading up for the first overall.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton's going to be the backup. Yeah. That is, they wanted a veteran, somebody that somebody could learn from. He did decently filling in for New Orleans. He's the Red Rocket. He's not, at this point, he's a journeyman. He's a veteran, talented guy, never really, couldn't win a playoff game for his life with the Bengals. Yeah. But Andy Dalton is good to have on the bench and get your rookie ready to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think that CJ Stroud will be first? Or
100%.
Yeah. It really seems to be on a lot of mock draft boards. CJ Stroud's going to be number one. Now, if I'm Bryce Young, I'm going to be like, it was me that was being talked about so much. Yeah. But I think he's going to fit in, and I think Houston wants him anyway. So the fact that the Panthers leapfrogged Houston from 9th to 1st with the swap with the Bears is actually not a horrible thing if they don't take your guy. Yeah. Because I think Houston's always had their mind set on Bryce Young. So if they didn't have to trade up to first with the Bears and the Panthers did, and they take CJ Stroud, I think Houston's going to be fine with taking Bryce Young.
Yeah, like you said, they wanted him the whole time. Yeah. So it's all good. And Carolina and Houston have been blowing up the offseason. They've been making a lot of moves. Yeah. So there's a lot going on there. So,
and since Carolina traded up for first and Houston's not going to give up their second, they're not going to do a trade down for picks. We can pretty much concede that this will be the draft order for at least the top two spots.
For sure.
And it'll be most likely CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. But if they were flip-flopped, nobody's going to be shocked either. But I think you're right. I think it'll be CJ Stroud.
Right.
And then Bryce Young. Quarterback. Who's in third?
This
Arizona,
is the
right?
interesting one that everyone's talking about. Arizona, they don't need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Indy and Tennessee are the ones everyone's talking about that need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So all the mock drafts all around, everybody has Arizona trading their pick. Swapping.
I think
I think I was going for swapping.
Slammy. Samsonite.
That's it. Swapping their
Dumb
pick.
and Dumber reference.
Yeah. I'm hearing more chatter about swapping with Tennessee than I am with Indy.
Well, hear me out.
I shouldn't say that. There's quite a bit about Indy, too.
There is. There's a bunch of mock drafts that show Indy swapping with the Cardinals. But if the Cardinals aren't going to go quarterback, wouldn't you just get your guy anyway if you're Indy at 4th?
You could, but they might
Right?
swap. They'll probably swap the pick and then get another pick or something out of it, you know?
Colts will be worried of them swapping with a different team.
Yeah.
So don't let them
Yeah.
and just make sure you get the third
Yeah,
overall.
they want it because they're
I
worried that the
understand.
pick's going to be gone.
Got
and then it's going to
That
be
makes sense.
more than likely, you know, Anthony
Colts need a
Richardson off the board. I shouldn't say that. I mean, you know, I don't know who the next quarterback's going to be honest with you.
I think it'll be Anthony Richardson, but I think the Colts like Will Levis.
Yeah, I think they do too. I think they do.
So
yeah.
my gut tells me, okay, let's say Arizona does swap, and the Colts don't want somebody to sneak ahead of them, so they swap 3 and 4. Then I think it'll be Will Levis.
Yeah.
Now, if Tennessee were to sneak in there,
Yeah.
I actually think they'll go for Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, because they still have Ryan Tannehill for another year.
Yeah.
So Anthony Richardson could back him up. Whereas Indy right now has Sam Ehlinger,
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, which is awesome.
Just traded to the Colts from the
Right.
Eagles. Yeah.
I love that guy. And Nick Foles.
Yeah.
So
two
they-
former Eagles.
Yeah, so they might need someone that could, you know,
Start right
start
away.
maybe or mid season maybe or
Yeah.
whatever. But then they're gonna have to cut somebody then.
So in my opinion, then you would start Minshew.
Or
Or would it be Ellinger?
might be
Ellinger didn't play that great when
I don't know.
Matty Ice was out.
I bet you they'd probably go with Ehlinger, then Minshew, and then they brought in
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. They probably cut Nick Foles and if they draft Will Levis,
Okay.
probably.
We'll see.
Which I hate to say that because Nick Foles won a Super Bowl with your Eagles.
He sure did.
Yeah, who doesn't love him? So
All right.
yeah,
But the general consensus, Cardinals don't need a quarterback. Could swap with the Colts so that the Colts would be worried that they might swap with a different team who needs a quarterback.
right.
And they would be picking, I think it'll be Will Levis. That's just my guess.
All right.
All right. So
That's
if we
fine.
take those two teams out of it, then
Right.
we're talking about the 5th overall pick.
5th overall pick is Seattle.
Now, they gave Geno Smith money.
Yeah, but his
paid him.
contract is by no means locked in, and they basically, from what I've read, it's more of a 1-year contract. They can get out of it after a year.
Do they have a backup right now?
Yeah, Drew Lock.
Oh, that's that's horrible.
He's
horrible.
I could almost see them picking up a quarterback. You know,
This high in the draft, wouldn't you take? Like you're
don't know.
Seattle, you paid him.
Yeah.
You paid the man. They were talking early last season. There was like Geno should be in the MVP running.
yeah,
They made the playoffs. I think if you're giving Geno that money, you got to go for best offensive lineman or defensive lineman on the board with that high of a pick, and don't take a quarterback that high. Don't get me wrong. I think the Seahawks will take a quarterback.
Yeah.
In this draft, I just think it'll be on day 2.
late.
Yeah.
The next pick is the Lions,
Yeah.
and they're going to go defensive player,
Yeah. 1,000%.
defensive my team.
Yeah.
So then it gets interesting because the next two picks actually,
Okay.
Raiders and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now the Raiders obviously signed Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer's the backup.
I'm shocked he's still alive, actually. He's so old.
And Atlanta, who is in the talks about the Lamar running, if that'll ever happen.
Yeah.
Desmond Ritter's their starter, and their backup, they signed Taylor Heineke.
Ayo.
The Heineke man.
From the Commanders.
I do like the Heineke man.
Yeah.
But they could use a quarterback too, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think Desmond Ritter is the answer. I did think for 1,000% when we were talking about the Lamar Jackson stuff during the free agency shows, I was like, he would fit in so well into the Atlanta Falcons system, who had Michael Vick for years, and like I feel like Lamar would do really well.
Yeah.
It's just Lamar getting Lamar's way by not having an agent and this whole contract negotiation and the exclusive free agency tag with the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Atlanta, hear me out. Atlanta takes a great defensive or offensive player, a corner, who I believe in a lot of mock drafts, they're talking about Atlanta taking a corner.
Okay.
But they do that, right? Draft is over.
Right.
Then you contact the Ravens. Because if you do sign Lamar, you have to give up 2 first-round picks.
Well, you have the 8th pick.
So don't give them the 8th pick this year.
Right.
You wait till the draft is over, and the 2 first-round picks will be for 24 and 25.
Yeah, that's what everybody's kind of saying.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen with Lamar till after the draft.
Yeah.
So really,
Atlanta could have this in mind.
Yeah.
But then put it off until after this draft to not give up the 8th overall pick.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
But if it doesn't work,
Do you think they'll take a quarterback?
I'm just saying you could go that way and hope you can get Lamar after the draft. But then if you don't, you got Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke.
Heineke played great. I actually like Heineke.
Yeah, played great on Washington. But now he's not on Washington.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Hear me now.
If
they don't do the Lamar Jackson thing after the draft, I don't think they'll draft quarterback in this draft. I see them starting Ridder or Heineke, and they're going to go after Lamar after the draft. That's just my thing. And also with your point about Jimmy G, I don't think the Raiders are paying Jimmy G this money to then draft a first-round quarterback. I think they'll be like Seattle, who will pick a quarterback a little rough around the edges on the second or third day. That's in the draft.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I'm just saying I think Hendon Hooker could sneak into the top 10.
He could.
I'm just saying. Don't be surprised if the Hook Man doesn't sneak his way in there. Just saying.
If he does, no, hear me out. Now let's see. You bring up a good point. What if Tennessee cannot sneak the 3rd overall pick away from the Cardinals?
Well, then that's
because the Colts. Sure. Then is that the quarterback that's drafted in the 11th?
Well, that's for sure. They take him.
Overall.
They take him in the 11th.
They take Hooker.
They take the Hooker.
They take the Hooker.
Yeah.
Although I know I was just saying the opposite about the Raiders.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're thinking Hooker in Vegas, I mean those two things go hand in hand.
It's true. He thrived there.
I think there've been a lot of jerseys sales.
I'm talking about the
Vegas.
Offensive line. What are you talking about?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All
right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good.
All right.
Anyways, after that, Chicago is dying. Eagles are 10. They're not picking quarterbacks.
Chicago has made it clear by trading the 1st overall pick with the Panthers that they're sticking with Justin Fields. They're not going to be picking quarterback.
Yeah.
And the Eagles have, in my opinion, who should have been MVP, Jalen Hurts. So they're, of course, not going anywhere. I don't like their backup. They did pick up Mariota in the offseason, who's just got released by the Falcons. He got fired.
Yeah.
I don't think Mariota is I'd rather have Minshew as a backup for the Eagles, but I don't see Jalen Hurts missing. Like, he played through a lot of injury. He only missed, 2 games. I think, obviously, they're definitely not going quarterback. So you're right.
Yeah.
11th overall, Tennessee. They do. Tannehill's on his last year. He was injured quite a bit.
Yeah.
So going quarterback, there could be 5 quarterbacks in the first 11 picks in a draft, which is crazy.
Will the Eagles in the 10 spot pick up Bijan Robinson? Nice little running back. They need a little run game.
Ooh.
They dealt Miles Sanders. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they picked up Rashad Penny, who is just an injury machine.
I'm just saying.
Losing Miles Sanders, I agree.
Bijan Robinson might be a good pickup.
That might be a good pickup. I do think that they want to bolster the O-line because
they do.
Jason Kelce is so old.
Yeah, they lost a bunch of people too.
They lost a couple of players, and they got other aging linemen on 1 year, stay with us one more time deal.
Yeah.
So when those guys are gone, they do need to think about next season, the next season.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have at least 2 offensive linemen retire.
Gotcha. So they need an O-line.
They might go O-line. They have one of the best defenses on the planet. So I see them drafting O-line in the 10th spot, and then they have the 30th overall pick in the first round too. So it'll be a very interesting draft.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
But as far as quarterbacks, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Most likely Bryce Young to the Texans. Colts swapping with Arizona.
Okay.
And taking Will Levis.
Okay.
And then we have Anthony Richardson. And where do you think he's going to go?
Well, I mean, if Indy swaps with Arizona, they're going for 3 to 4. I don't know. I think Seattle might pick him up as a backup.
I mean, that's I guess so. I mean, they paid Geno, but it's possible.
It's going to be on a rookie deal.
Totally possible.
It's a rookie deal.
It is a rookie deal.
Come on. Like
you just might have bigger needs.
Really?
Yeah.
They got Drew Lock as a backup.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
Saying. I'm just saying. If Indy swaps with Arizona, which might be the best play for Arizona, because then they get the 4th pick. Why do you want the 11th pick? Yeah. Unless they throw in a couple more picks.
It'd be a better deal.
But if that happens, I think Seattle's going to take Richardson. That's what I'm saying.
And if he's still available, I don't think anyone from the Lions down are going to go quarterback.
No, well, I said I think Hooker's going to slide into the 10th spot. If he does, it would be maybe.
So let's say Anthony Richardson's still available. Would Tennessee take him over Hooker in the 11th spot?
If Richardson's still available?
Yeah.
Oh, they're taking Richardson. Oh, for sure, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, and then the Hooker's sliding down. That didn't sound right.
I really hope he gets drafted.
We got to edit that. We got to edit that.
Talk about him.
Yeah, we got to edit that. We got to edit that out.
He's on the slide.
Yeah. No, if Richardson's still on the board at 11, Tennessee's taking him for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. He's going to be a star.
In the 11th seat.
If he's on the board at number 11, they're taking him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might take Hooker on number 11 too.
Yeah. It depends on if Anthony Richardson goes higher.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is all up for grabs. We're not even mentioning the fact that other teams could go into the top 11 with a trade as well.
Oh, yeah.
Other
teams could trade up for sure.
There's other teams that could trade up who need a quarterback. So everything is up for grabs. This is only speculation, a mock draft, if you will, of the quarterbacks available in this very quarterback heavy, which is not very often. It comes around every few years or so.
Yeah.
It's very rare that we have this many quarterbacks available in the first round. So it's an awesome draft. I can't wait. It's going to be this month. Can't wait for draft.
I know.
All right.
There's going to be so much going on at this draft.
A lot of drama.
It's going to be so much
drama. A lot of trades.
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be like crazy. Draft day. It's going to be like, honestly, like Kevin Costner was.
Oh, like the movie.
Yeah. He's actually emceeing the draft. He's running the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be amazing. John Dutton's going to be there, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's factual, but
look it up.
That's good. Put in the comments who you think which quarterback is going to go with which team. We want to hear from you. Appreciate you guys. Follow Just a Bit Offside on Instagram for more content. For this show, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
We'll see you again soon.